Dear students, welcome to Cute Chemistry. We are in part 4 of chemical reactions and equation, and in today's session we are going to study about how to make a chemical equation more informative. So we know to represent a chemical equation by writing its formulae, but we have to add some additional information so that the equation can be more informative. So in general, chemical reaction cannot occur naturally. For example, if we take initially a solid as a reactant, at the end the solid can be converted to liquid form, or maybe it will be converted to gaseous form also, which means there will be change in state during the reaction. And sometimes there will be some reaction need heat also, so we will be supplying heat, so the energy can be supplied to the reaction so that the reaction can occur. So in another one, what will happen, it needs some required condition, it needs some particular condition so that the reaction can take place. So all this we have to keep this in a chemical reaction. When you add this information to a chemical reaction, then the equation will be more informative. So this can be done by 3 steps. One is by indicating physical state of reactant and product. So the second one is by indicating the heat change takes place in the chemical reaction. And the last one is by indicating the condition under which the reaction can take place. So when you write all this thing, then the equation will be more informative. Let us discuss the first step, that is by indicating physical state of reactant and product. We have 4 physical state. So one is solid. So either the reactant can be a solid, or the product can be a solid, or it can be a precipitate. If it is so, then we have to write yes. I will just tell you where we have to write. So that can be indicated as a symbol yes, small yes. Then if it is liquid, then it should be indicated as L. So we have to put a small bracket. In that bracket you have to write small l. And then if it is a gas phase, or else if it is given as steam, or if it is given as vapor, then that will be represented as G, small g. It shows that the state of the reactant or product will be gaseous form. So the next one is aqueous. Aqueous will be represented as AQ. So let us take one problem, and from this chemical reaction we can just indicate the physical states. So question is, zinc reacts with sulfuric acid to give zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. So this is the equation. So we know the reactant is zinc and then sulfuric acid. At the end we are getting zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. So we have to know the state of the reaction. For that, zinc. So zinc is a metal. So it will be, the nature of zinc will be solid because it is a metal. So it will be in solid form. So what we have to write is yes. So now I have represented physical state for zinc. Zinc is a solid that is reacting with sulfuric acid, and whenever if it is an acid given in a reaction, then that acid will be in aqueous form. So resemblance, it will look like liquid only, but it is not actual liquid, it is aqueous, which means the sulfuric acid is dissolved with water. Any substance, if it get dissolved with water, then we have to mention AQ. AQ means it is an aqueous solution. So sulfuric acid is an aqueous solution. So we have to write AQ. So the state of zinc is solid, sulfuric acid is aqueous solution. So when these two reacts together, we will get zinc sulfate. That zinc sulfate will remain in aqueous solution only. So we have to mention AQ for zinc sulfate. And then along with that we are getting hydrogen, and we know the state of hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas. So gas is evolved during the reaction. So we can represent it as G. So G shows that hydrogen is a gas that is coming out from the reaction. So we have given physical state of this reaction. Now the equation is more informative after we have added this physical state to this reaction. Let us take another example. Calcium hydroxide solution reacts with carbon dioxide gas to give white calcium carbonate precipitate and water. So this is the equation. The formula for calcium hydroxide is CaOH twice. If it is given in bracket, then we have to mention it as that whatever the number that is, we have to mention it as calcium carbonate. Sorry, calcium hydroxide CaOH twice. And then the formula for carbon dioxide is CO2. These two react together to give calcium carbonate. Here they have given calcium carbonate is a precipitate and the color of the precipitate is white color. Along with that we are getting water. Now we'll just mention the state of this reaction. Calcium hydroxide solution. Do you notice solution? Solution means it will be in aqueous form. So AQ. So calcium hydroxide will be in aqueous form. And then here we have carbon dioxide. Of course we know carbon dioxide is a gas. The state is already given in the question. So we can just mention it as G. When aqueous calcium hydroxide reacts with gaseous carbon dioxide, it will give white color precipitate of calcium carbonate. As I said, if it is precipitate, then it will come under solid only. So we have to mention solid here, small s. So solid means calcium carbonate is a precipitate. And then along with that we are getting water. For water, we have to mention the state as liquid. Water is a liquid. It is not an aqueous solution. When water combines with any of the salt, then it will be available as aqueous solution. But water itself a liquid. So the state of water is L. So I'll read this equation. Calcium hydroxide, aqueous calcium hydroxide reacts with carbon dioxide gas to give calcium carbonate precipitate and water. This is how we have to represent physical state of reactant as well as product. In the next video, we will study about how to indicate heat change takes place in a chemical reaction. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, please drop your question in comment section.